If you decide to make a new one-pager using Google Drawings, this video will help you with the basics. First, open your Google Drive and click up in the top left corner on New. At the bottom of the drop-down box, click on More and click Find Drawings, Google Drawings, and click on it to open a new drawing. It starts with a neutral PNG type background. So to make a background, you can click on the Shape button at the top, pick the square, and cover the drawing. You can click on the Fill button to change it to whichever color you like. Alternately, you could click on the Image button and either upload a picture from your computer, or search the web. Search for one on the internet. I will search for one using the Crucible. Alright, here's what I can use. Click it. Then size it to the drawing. If it doesn't quite fit, expand it until it covers everything. And then crop it. Use the crop tool to eliminate the excess if the proportions don't match exactly. That's this one. I'm going to bring back the plain color background though. First, add a title to the project. Click on text box at the top and drag out a text box at the top of the page. Type in your title, which would be the title of the work and the work one-pager. So the Crucible one-pager, or Hamlet one-pager, or the Great Gatsby one-pager. I'm doing mine on an imaginary book, so I will use the title Imaginary Book One-Pager. Next, to add an element to the one-pager, click on the text box button again, and then drag a text box onto the drawing. Again, you can use the Fill button to change the color of the text box. I'm going to do a character box, and I like those red. I like to center the text. And then I decide on a font for a particular character. There are a limited number of fonts available, but it's good to give each box its own font. Just not by all that is holy Comic Sans. For this one, I'll use Comforta. It's a nice open font. Okay, my imaginary character's name will be Blaze Doolittle. Type the name of your character and hit Enter. You can go back up and make the name larger than the rest of the text, and maybe bold it to make it stand out. Back to the quote. Enter again to put some space between the name and the quote. Begin your quote with, well, a quotation mark. Then type in a passage from the text word for word. My imaginary quote will be, "It is always important to be on time and to treat others with kindness." Remember, you do not put a period at the end, but simply close the quote, space, then type an open parentheses, then the page number of the work you got the quote from, close the quote, and then the period. Now hit enter 3 or 4 times to expand the text box to make room for the emoji and the picture. Go to the Get Emoji website that I put a link to in the assignment and pick an emoji that you think best represents the character you're working on. I think my character is kind, so this looks like a kind face. So I highlight it, hit Control C, then go back to my drawing. Make sure that your cursor is under the quote. I like to left align for the emoji. And hit Control V. Now, for the image, think about your character, what they're like, based on the evidence in the text. Does the text say anything about an item that he or she values? If not, can you think, based on his or her personality, what they would be likely to value? Think outside of the box. Now find an image of that thing. My imaginary character valued her softball glove more than anything, so I will search for a softball glove image. There's a good picture. Let's double click on that one. Then resize it to fit in the space available in the box. Now a couple of other things. You can use these buttons to add a border if you like. The weight of the border, the type of the border, and the color of the border. Also, up in the Format menu item, you can click Format Options to get the sidebar. Under the Size and Rotation tab, you can make the one-pager larger if you run out of space for your boxes. There are other things you can play with in drawings. It's pretty basic, but it's simple to use, and Chromebooks like Google products. Chromebooks like Google products. So be creative. Use colors and fonts to make the one-pager beautiful as well as informative.